Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A very funny article. Why? Because you'll see. So let's see. Let's read this article. It starts like this. China supplies Russia with technology it uses in war against Ukraine. U.S. intelligence says that, according to Ukrainska Pravda. What's your first question? My question is, how do you know that? Is it true? And you're going to say, well, the U.S. intelligence said so. And the U.S. intelligence, as you will see in the article, provides the evidence. Well, okay, well. My answer would be, I don't trust the U.S. intelligence at all. And you say, hey, you're crazy. And I say, well, why would you? And you will say, well, they're the U.S. intelligence. And I say, yeah, but they lied to us before. So it has no credibility. Therefore, whatever they say, what evidence they might bring, I need about 10 independent sources to verify. Not 3, 10. So, if you remember that war called the Iraq War, remember? When the US intelligence told us about the weapons of mass destruction. Remember that one? Well, do you remember when they also provide evidence that Saddam Hussein had those mobile labs that were going around, chemical and all that around Iraq. Remember that information, evidence that those guys here that I'm required or requested to trust tell me again? So these guys are in the negative. It's not like they have zero trust. They have negative 3,429 trust, negative. So they have to climb from the little shithole they dug themselves, okay? Now, just for the sake of the argument, they might be telling the truth, but the problem is that old saying is, that little tale, the boy who cried wolf, remember that one? Okay, the same here. Well, you guys cried wolf too many times. Yeah, even I would not even look at your bullshit. But let's look at it, because they will probably bring some evidence that is going to be, for you and I, impossible to verify. Impossible. Remember the anonymous sources and the confidentiality and the investigation is still going on. That's why they cannot provide you, confirm, deny sources and all that. Remember that? That's what they say. Hey, it's like this, like this, like this. Is this the evidence we have? You can't verify it because I can't tell you how we got the evidence and how is that connected with what. We're just going to tell you. And you have to believe us because we have such a fantastic credibility. No, you don't. Not even zero. As I said, 3,529 negative. So let's see how the US intelligence will feed us with information. I have no doubt in my heart, in my gut feelings, not in my brain, that these guys right here are cooperating. I have no doubt. I mean, like 99%, they are doing a lot of things under the table. And the problem is, what is this guy going to do about it? We know what they're doing against this guy, but what are they going to pick on both of them? They're trying in Taiwan, but that's stupid because they will try with Japan and South Korea, not with their forces. They will hit from far away. The US intelligence has found out, oh my, tell me more about it, that China is supplying Russia with military technologies that Russia uses in the war against Ukraine. I don't believe you. All right, source. An unclassified assessment by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, on the support provided by the People's Republic of China to Russia in their way against Ukraine, released by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Oh, that's the source. Okay. The U.S. National Intelligence said that, and I'm quoting, the PRC is providing some dual-use technology that Moscow's military uses to continue the war in Ukraine, despite an international cordon of sanctions and export controls. That's not an international. It's about 40 states. The ones that are in US's plantation. That's all. There's not 194 or 195 countries, or how many there are nowadays. So you see, they make it, oh, it's an international cordon. It is one, but it's in the minority. It's 25%. I mean, if you just calculate it, 40 countries out of 194, I'm going to give you, let's say, 50. And we get to what? 25% of the world, of the international community, is the cordon. Quote from the report: the customs records show that PRC, state-owned defense companies shipping navigation equipment, jamming technology, and fighter jet parts to sanctioned Russian government-owned defense companies. Sanctioned by whom? Again, 30 countries, 40 countries, European Union and NATO. That's it. And a few weasels here and there. Like, I know, I would say Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand. And that's about it. But make a little calculation. The US National Intelligence also reported that China became Russia's most important trader partner. Yes, that's true. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, with payments made in Chinese yuan. Yes, and the dollar is gonna fall, and we Americans have to start working to produce things, not providing services. All right, we produce, through those services, we produce something at the end sometime. Okay, China has increased its imports of Russian energy, and financial institutions in both countries are expanding the use of internal payment systems. Yes, and that hurts a lot, it seems like, even though it's not yet, it's in an incipient state. It's not even there. Quote from the report must be true. The intelligence community, again, the intelligence community, there's a community, they all agree with it, lacks sufficient reporting to assess whether Beijing is deliberately inhibiting United States government export control and use checks, including interviews and investigations in the PRC. This means lacks sufficient reporting. There is not enough spy information. That's the translation. And remember, somehow, the United States, somehow in this rule-based world order that they want to create, if you don't follow what the United States says, then you're going to be, well, how is that playing? Because in a world where each country is independent of one another and sovereign, as we're told, I should not try to impose on you to do something on that guy. If I have a problem with that guy, that's my problem with him. I don't make you have a problem with him, otherwise I'm going to punch you in the face, okay? But it seems like that's the way it works. The United States has its own plantation. I think it's an old plantation. Have you ever seen an old orchard or a, how do you call it, winery? No. If you go to a winery, we have grapes, from time to time they take everything, all the vines out, and they put new ones, because the old ones are not producing as good, are not good. They're dying. So the same with an old orchard. You have old trees that will not produce as much what they're supposed to, and they're dying. Therefore, you have to cut them and build new ones. Well, the problem with Western little orchard is old, and it's old, and it will not have resources. That means it will not produce. It doesn't have. That's why they, for instance, the Europeans are trying to get to the east. They're trying to expand with the European Union. They don't care about Romanians, Bulgarians, and Ukrainians. They care on the resources they have. Not only the manpower, but also the ground resources. And that's why they want Russia. They want the resources. And that gets me to another idiot, right, in the 1930s and 1940s who wanted the same thing. Lebensstrom, remember that one? Lebensstrom? Which was, the expanding for the, living space, it's called. He said, well, we need living space because we are too good. Our industry, we were expanding, and those guys are just using resources or not even using resources. So we have to use them because we are the blah, 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 tra, blah, blah. Remember? That's kind of like, sounds like here. We know what to do with the resources. We are the engine. We're going to tell you, everybody else, how you should behave in the new rule-based world order. And it's so hierarchical, which it should be. Any organization has higher hierarchy. It depends how tyrannical, how much it is. Because it is tyrannical nevertheless, from its incipiency. It is, because I'm right here and I tell you what to do, and then over and over and over. Unless these guys are voted. And if they're voted, that's a different thing, because they could be voted because they are pretty, or because they're handsome, or they talk fast, or they are, have charisma, but they're not good at their job. Therefore, you get the wrong person leading. Like Look around you. Look around you at work. If you are not a supervisor or not in charge of your company, look around, and even if you're in charge, you can see the people over there leading departments or a supervisor. You can assess who's an idiot, who's not an idiot, and you wonder how in the hell that guy got that position. Oh, he was fucking that one. Oh, okay. Oh, he was going fishing with that guy. A lot of things are based, promotions are based on interpersonal relation. I'm not talking necessarily intimate. That's another story. But anyway, here you have my friends here. I'm 99% certain, let's 98, that the Chinese are providing the Russians with a lot of stuff under all kind of weasel names and euphemisms and so on. And they don't really care what the Americans say. I mean, they care, but they don't. Because when the Americans are going to find out, and they already know, well, the problem is, what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do? Are they going to start an economic war with China? I doubt that, because I know we die first. Why? Because they produce stuff that we use, medication and other things. We don't produce stuff for them. Oh, we produce. Okay, you can keep your computers for about 3 months, and they can keep their antibiotics for about 3 months, and see who's dying first. Okay? And not only that, there's many other things. Yeah, but we can massage ourselves and provide services as much as we want, and we're going to be paying one another for massages that we don't need. And say, I want food. Well, okay, thank you. I'll go to Bill Gates, see if he's going to give you any food, right? The biggest, I think, landowner in the United States of America. Not any kind of land owner. I think it's the agricultural land, which is, he's going to have the food. What are you going to have? Not even that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, or be just.